Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Dr. Gene Dorio with my co-host Barbara Cochran off today on your hometown station AM 1220 KHTS. We're going to be talking with Kevin McDonald from the Senior Center. He's the executive director there now. And Kevin, welcome to the show. This is the first time you're on our show, and I know Barbara was looking so forward to having you on and talking with you and, getting the gist of what 2017 holds for our Senior Center. Mm-hmm. But welcome to Santa Clarita. You've been at the Senior Center now for a few months.
Yeah, about 6 months now.
6 months. That's a long time.
Sure.
And, it's hard to get a feel, isn't it, for the seniors there. I just think there's such a variety of them with their personalities, and you not only have to cope with the personalities, but then you're being the director, you have to understand the finances, the board that you are under, and all of these things, and throw them together in a short period of time to start moving forward. And that's what we seem to be doing now with you.
Sure.
You've got that all in place, and 2017 should roll with everything that you have now under your belt. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit, Kevin, what before you came to Santa Clarita, what were you doing?
I was been running a nonprofit for many years. Mm-hmm. When I came out to California when I was about 25, I went to Berkeley and got my MBA at the University of California at Berkeley. Enjoyed that experience, and there was a small minor in nonprofit management, so I tagged on to those folks as well. Mm-hmm. And then I've been working for nonprofits since. For 23 years, I was the executive director for a place called the ARC, where we serve people with disabilities in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. So the nonprofit world has been my world. I thoroughly enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoy working with boards and the challenges. Mm-hmm. And one of the challenges that came my way was the Senior Center.
Yeah.
And, so it was a little bit of a different direction for me, but I totally embrace this community. It's just wonderful. People said, come to Santa Clarita. And I said, okay. And then it just is caught on. It's just a wonderful, wonderful place to be.
Did you know anything about Santa Clarita? Did you know anything about who we are? I mean, we're on the map. Everybody knows us as Magic Mountain, but did you know the people who participate here? We're all involved. We look at the Senior Center. It's a piece of our life, isn't it?
It sure is. It sure is. It's a special, special community. And I came from a community of Downey, but the Valley is much different than that, and it's larger just in its geographic expanse. But the support of the community is just amazing for so many different nonprofits in this community. It's a very giving community, so I'm happy to join it.
So, what do you think coming here now? One of your biggest challenges. What do you think? You've met the seniors, the board, the community. What do you find might be that challenge? I think finances. I would be looking at it and say, financing a senior center is not easy. I mean, and writing grants is not easy. Is that the biggest challenge? Or are there other ones that you see as even more difficult?
No, I think the biggest challenge, one of my mentors, a lady named Susan Scribner out of Long Beach, a long time ago, said to me, she says, build beautiful programs, build good quality programs, and don't always chase the money. And I think she was right. You develop quality programs, and people will come. Mm-hmm. And you develop them in the right way and meeting the needs of the people, the money will follow. Mm-hmm. So if you're always after money, it doesn't work. So that's what we've been focusing on since I got to the Senior Center, is really looking at each individual program and say, how can we get it better? How can we meet more needs for more people? Because if I did the money thing the whole time, it's not where we're at. It's not what our mission is really all about. Our mission is to serve. We'll figure that out. Mm-hmm. Can we write grants? Sure. Can we find the loopholes where there's funding for the programs? Sure, we can do that. But the first focus has to be on the people.
I just think that's a great attitude. I just think that's perfect in moving forward. We are building, though, a senior center, a new senior center. It's going to be larger. It's going to be, a challenge also to be able to handle. But, there's a structure there, and it's a building, and there's going to be a look to it. But that's not who we are. We don't look at ourselves in the mirror and say, you look great, and know on the inside you're not feeling that great.
Right.
The inside is what makes who we are. And even though our senior center is in a small building, not a lot of places to put things, it's still a great place. But we're going to now take the insides of our place now and move it into the skeleton of a new place, which is great. But it's not going to be an easy chore, is it?
No, it isn't. I mean, we're going to take quality programs and services and move them into a state-of-the-art building. That's what we're going to do. Those quality programs and services must continue. They must continue to expand. And we're looking at seniors today, but I'm also looking at seniors 10 years down the road and 20 years down the road, because that's our future customers. So as we build and grow and develop these programs, we have to keep looking at who's in front, who's next, because the needs change, the wants change, the hobbies change, and the interests change. And we have to continue to be on the forefront as the senior advocate and as a senior provider, saying, okay, what do they need? And that's a continuous conversation. So it's not in a textbook anywhere. It is the continuous conversation with the individuals that we're serving that will lead us to developing what they want. And that's, I think if we continue to focus on that, I really think that it'll happen the right way.
So you come to Santa Clarita, you see the senior center, and they have lots of programs. But when you looked at what they were doing, did you see several programs that really stood out and said, wow, this is really cool. This is really a neat thing to have for anyone?
Well, I think one of the exciting things I look at is a program which is not a program. And that is our volunteer component. Our volunteer component, it's not really a program. It's an opportunity for seniors to give back to other seniors and to give back to the community post-retirement. And I was just so impressed. We have 250 different volunteers there every single month going through the senior
Can you
center.
believe that?
No,
that is
and the
amazing.
Exciting thing is I said, why are you here? And they're like, I want to give back. And they'll joke, I'm too early to retire. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. But I want to give back, and I want to have a purpose in my life. A lady wrote me a note the other day who's just turned 90. And she says, you've given me a purpose in my life. Me being the senior center has, because it gave them a job to do, a real job. With some meaning, and they're also recognized as giving back, because you also have to appreciate what they're trying to do. These are very successful people in their lifetime, and they want to be successful later on. All of us do. We want to feel important while we're in our working years, and we want to feel important in our later years. And through the volunteer efforts, the more people volunteer, the better. We'll give them a real job to do.
There was a volunteer appreciation Christmas party where the volunteers sat down and we served them. And in the front two tables were those who come and volunteer and sing. And the group started to sing Christmas carols, and I was standing in front of those two tables, not fully aware that they were all singers, many of them professional. One was even an opera singer. So I was totally amazed. And, the opera singer, she knew her voice could carry, but she calmed her voice down a little bit so everybody else could be heard. But, my hair stood on end. I mean, tears were in my eyes because, there's so many people there that have had these talents who continue to maintain those talents, even at our senior center.
Yes, and we need to take advantage of that and provide them the opportunity. One lady I was working with in our packing room for providing home delivered meals in the morning. She gets there at 6 a.m. She was in the banking industry for the past 30 years, and that's what she's doing now. So I'm tracking on how can I use her for some of my financial things. I sat down with a guy who's playing piano the other day and just sat down next to him.
John.
John, but there's also Dick.
Yes.
Dick is 96.
96.
And he can play, is amazing. And so I enjoyed just sitting with him and learning about his story and how he learned music. There's just story after story of wonderful, successful seniors, and they want to go there to give back, and they want to share themselves, and they want to that camaraderie and that friendships that we sometimes lose as we get older. They can find that there at the senior center.
How do we, there are seniors who are listening to this show right now in their home, and they don't go to the senior center, and I know that, and they're a little bit afraid to venture out. How do we get them involved? How do we bring them over? How do we make them take that step in the direction where we can say, this could be another home for you?
I think it's what the people in their homes think of what a senior center is.
Yes.
And I think we need to break down that initial perception of what a senior center is. It's a place to give back. It's a place to share a meal with someone else. It's not just for people that are hungry or don't have a meal. That's quite contrary to that. They're there to share a meal with their friends. And I remember the one gentleman came by and he had lost his wife and he was looking for something. He said, "It took me a couple of times, Kevin. And then I found a seat at a table, and now I have friends, and I play ping pong a couple of times a week because that's his thing. And he shares a meal and takes classes, and all of a sudden it develops and develops. It's a tough initial first step. I don't want to minimize how difficult it is, but we want to be the welcome center for those seniors. But it does take one step to walk in our doors, and hopefully we greet you with a smile and take care of you from there on out.
Yeah, that perception is difficult because, whether it be to volunteer somewhere else or to go on a trip or have an adventure. Now your life has changed. You're retired. Sometimes you're more sedentary. You've lost a spouse or a loved one, and you feel lonely. You get depressed, and you're looking for a place to enhance your life again, but you don't know how to do that.
Right.
And I think that there are seniors that know they should be out, but they just aren't getting there. And it is a wonderful place. I mean, the new place will be great, but even right now, this is the place to go. If you are a senior in Santa Clarita and you feel you've taken one step backwards, the way to take two steps forward is to go to the senior center, try it out. Let us know. Let any of us know. You, Kevin, Robin Clow, myself, and we'll be there, or we'll find somebody there to take your hand and guide you through to make sure you're okay. We have Tommy, she's the ambassador, and she's always speaking up and saying, "Hey, I'm want you to see what I saw before that I didn't have, and now I'm here, and it's changed my whole life." And she will guide you through. We will all guide you through. If you're listening out there and feel that you need to take that extra step, we will be there for you.
Yeah, we're developing a new senior center as we speak, so we do want people to take the chance and come by. And also, I think it's important to note the other aspect of it is the care provider aspect of it. We have a wonderful support services department which reaches out to so many families in need that'll sit down with a family one-to-one and say, "What are your issues? What are your challenges? How can we guide you through? How can we surround you with resources?" We have our adult day program for seniors as well, which the waiting list is growing, but we're offering more opportunities for a respite for families to come by with their loved one to give them a partial day of a break. So that's nice for them too. So lots of different things that we can share with the families. Medicare, just giving people the information that they need and the right information. See, everything we offer is basically free. So the nice thing about this whole thing is we're not in it for anything else but to make the person happy and to give them a high quality of life. And that's the beauty of running a nonprofit. That's why I thoroughly enjoy the nonprofit, because our ulterior motive is nothing but to give you a better quality of life in any way we can. And that's what the Senior Center is all about, and that's what it'll be about in the future.
And, right now, there are caregivers who are listening, and they see their loved one, their parent, sitting at home and not taking the step and trying to find the adventures of life. And if you want to help your loved one, go to the Senior Center, take pictures, get the flavor of what's going on and bring it back to your loved one so you can go with them, shoehorn them in, allow them to see through your eyes what we have to offer.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely. And we continue, this, we continue to upgrade our current senior center. We're painting every single room. We're going through the place from top to bottom and making it more inviting and more exciting. So
and
before we move, this place will be sparkling again. So when we move into our new one, it'll just be, and the new one's exciting. There'll be a lounge there, like the Yosemite Lounge that we envision, so people to gather around the fireplace. And just so many things going on with as we build it. But we have a lot to do before we build it.
Oh yeah, I think the set the basis for a senior center in any community is not an easy chore. And here in Santa Clarita, what we have is a community that not only supports the senior center, but they come out in full force. Many of our seniors are volunteering themselves, but we have a lot of people who are not seniors who, on their day off, will come in and help out and package foods and drive around and deliver them. You know, it's great what goes on. Many people come in and lecture, give education to our seniors. So, you know, it's a Santa Clarita. You know, I don't know, Kevin, what if you knew what we were like here, but it is not only welcoming, it is a place of honor where we have taken our seniors and put them on a pedestal and said, we are going to take care of you. We are going to make sure that your life is okay, you know, despite the fact that, you know, things are happening physically in your life and even mentally in your life. We're still going to be here to take care of you, and we're going to give you the resources that you need to be able to live well and follow through and be okay and continue on that adventure.
Absolutely. I mean, you're lucky to be a senior in the Santa Clarita Valley because there are resources and there is support out there for you. And we'll continue to get the message out.
Well, and, you know, we talked about, and we're going to talk a little bit more after our break, but one of the things is that, you know, part of what we need to do is we need to fundraise. And we have a fundraising event coming up in February, Celebrity Waiter, and that's probably one of our biggest fundraisers that we have. So can you just mention and talk about that just for a second before we take our break?
Sure. Celebrity Waiter's coming up February 18th, and we're going to be at the Hyatt Regency, and it will be a night of laughs and fun and singing and enjoying each other and raising a good amount of money for the Senior Center to keep us operating this year and as we plan for the future. But the theme is let the music play, and we're ready to let it play. So people are getting their tables ready and booking their tables now for February 18th, and we're just so excited about it.
And, you know, we used to have 45s and LPs, but, you know, this LPs long play is what we are doing here. You know, we put people on that adventure, but we have to raise the funds to be able to do that. And this community has been very good. So if you want to be a sponsor for this, if you want to get a table, just let us know, because we will, you know, put you in our chain of people who are out there and get you involved. Is there a phone number they can call for to get?
Sure. Our phone number is 661-259-9444. Call the Senior Center. We'll make a reservation for Celebrity Waiter dinner.
We're talking with Kevin McDonald from the Executive Director at the Senior Center. We're going to take a break right now on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Dr. Gene Dorio with my co-host, Barbara Cochran, on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. And just want to mention that Barbara is out today and she's recovering from a motor vehicle accident, not her fault. But we send our best to her for the new year, and hopefully she'll be back next week. We're talking with Kevin McDonald from the Senior Center. He's the executive director there. And, you know, we have different programs there, and one of them is our home-delivered meal program, which is a tremendous program every day for our seniors. I think they pack, is it 300 meals a day?
About 240 meals a day.
Wow. And then they deliver them.
Right.
How do they do that?
All through volunteers. All through volunteer
that
drivers.
That is amazing.
That drive around in our small Nissan Cubes and deliver them to all the people that need it. Give them a friendly smile. Give them a handshake. And then they're on their way. But you know what? The important thing about the home delivered meals is we have meals available. So we encourage people to sign up for the program. There's a criteria, of course, because you have to be a homebound senior to receive it. But we definitely want people to give us a call. We send out our staff to go out there and make sure you qualify for the meal. But then it gets your loved one that consistent meal 5 days a week, and that's an important thing. So it's very similar to the Meals on Wheels program, and some people get them confused. But anyway, it's called home delivered meals, but the similar concept. But we want people to call us in and say, "Let me see if my loved one qualifies." We'll be happy to go through the criteria with you because we want to serve. I mean, that is our purpose, to serve.
That's big time. And you know, Barbara was a delivery driver for many years, and she would have said on the show that, you know, the impact that she had on the seniors bringing them food changed their whole day, but as well the impact on her life changed her whole life. She learned about the senior center and how the importance of it for the seniors who are mostly at home, how it would affect their life and their well-being. So, she really did learn a lot from that. And I know our volunteers who volunteer at the senior center do too, but the impact is the most important thing. Now, that impact goes along with the new senior center, which for most of you who don't know where that is, we have the Cross Valley or Crosstown Connector, which is Newhall Ranch Road, and it makes a loop, a curve that goes up to the 14 freeway. In that curve, you'll see above that a flattened area, and that's where the senior center is going to be. So we're going to try to have that done by when? When is that going to start taking place? Because there are a lot of misconceptions, I think, or ideas that are floating around. If you can give us some guidelines on what's happening, the timelines on it.
Sure. Well, we're in January 2017 right now. We're going to launch our public campaign near the end of January. We need to raise about $3 million from our community. We've already gotten some wonderful commitments from the county and the wonderful city of Santa Clarita, so we have the support behind us. That's where we're moving forward. We hope to finish raising the money by May or June of this year, and as soon as we have the money together, we'll be breaking ground. And after that process, it'll probably take us 10 to 11 months to build a brand new center on 3 acres of land. So in 2018, we'll be moving in. So we're on course. We're on time. We're looking forward to this exciting 2017 for all of us. Yes, our hand will be out, coming out this spring for that. But we're building it for the next 3 decades. So if you think about it, it's a one-time donation, but that'll carry on for our futures and our loved ones. And it's going to be state-of-the-art. It's going to be unlike a senior center we've ever seen before. And that's how we want to build it for everyone. And it's going to be new. There'll be state-of-the-art classes in there. The lounge will be in there. The dining hall, it's a banquet hall to fit 350 people.
Wow, that's great.
So we'll be hosting weddings and other events there at different times when we're not using it.
It's a great view from up there, too. The backdrop is beautiful.
It's a beautiful. And if you go to our website, we have a tab called New Senior Center on it, and you can see a video, and you'll see some of what the new senior center will look like.
So the senior center itself will continue all the programs, the home delivered meals, that all runs in together. So, what is taking place is something that, as you mentioned, Kevin, it's going to last at least 20 or 30 years. For those of you who are in your 30s or late 30s, you will be benefiting by this senior center. So, yeah, we're going to put our hands out. We're going to try to get a few bucks from you, but, we need a lot, and $3 million is we have to get, and we will get it. Santa Clarita is the kind of community that will support this effort, and we will get it. There's no doubt in my mind. It will help seniors, veterans. It's going to help everybody who are out there in our community to move forward, and this is what Santa Clarita is all about. And welcome, Kevin, to this community. This is you're seeing and being able to compare to other places you have been, but you've also know that now this is an exciting place to live.
It certainly is. It's a beautiful place to live and wonderful people to support it. And like I said, we're building. It's going to be an investment in the future for you and I, and most importantly, it's an investment for our loved ones.
Yeah.
And I think don't worry about the building. It's an investment in something for your loved one forever, and that's a special thing. And those opportunities don't come along too often.
Not too often.
One wonderful opportunity.
Kevin McDonald, Executive Director at our Santa Clarita Senior Center. Welcome to Santa Clarita. You've been here 6 months, but welcome to everything that goes on in this wonderful community. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
We are sponsored by Advanced Audiology and Comfort Keepers in Home Care. Listen to us next week on the Senior Hour. Now go and enhance your quality of life.